Coming up to the top of the mat, we're going to start out with just a couple of breaths, kind of shake it out for a second, and then we'll prepare to warm up the body. Planting the feet nice and firm, press the floor away, standing up tall, draw the belly in, lengthen through the top of the head, let the shoulders melt down the back. If you like, you can turn the palms to face forward. This sometimes helps in opening up through the chest, drawing the shoulders back. Take a big breath in through the nose here. Big noisy exhale through the mouth. Let's do that again. On this next breath, inhale. Slowly sweep the arms all the way up. Palms can touch overhead. And exhale. Float it down. See if you can stand even taller. Inhale, reach. And exhale, float it down. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, softly down. Inhale, reach all the way up. Big breath in. Exhale, soften the knees and start to dive forward. Fingertips can come down or just hang wherever you are. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen out. And exhale, fold. We're going to do that 2 more times, trying to warm up the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, warm up the low back. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale, lengthening out. Create as much length through the upper body as you can. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees nice and deep. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, float the arms down, shake it out. Now, today is going to be all about building better balance. We want to start on the floor. So the connection to the floor should be the whole of the bottom of your foot. If you think about there being 4 corners in your feet, you want to feel that connection to the floor. We don't want to rock back so that the toes lift. We don't want to rock forward so that it feels like there's straining on the heel. You want to find that strong, stable center point. So start out just by bringing the weight over into the right leg. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Make sure that the belly is strong. So your core muscles, we want to engage because all of that helps lift up and balance the body. From here, feel that pressure into the floor, almost as if you're about to jump up off the floor. Pressure down, and then engage through the quad, through the thigh. You want to feel everything squeeze. And then we try to straighten the leg, holding that engagement. Now, if you straighten the leg, and then you feel your kneecap fall, or you feel the quad disengage, you've straightened your leg too much, and you can kind of see it. So engaging nice and strong, trying to straighten the leg, and as soon as I get to about here, I can't hold the engagement anymore. You can literally watch my kneecap sink down. So finding that engagement, pressing the right foot down into the floor, squeezing the thigh, and slowly starting to straighten the leg. If your knee stays bent, that's fine. As you start to build more strength, you can get a little bit straighter, maintaining that engagement. So relax that for a second, shake out the right leg. Let's see if we can find that on the left leg. Planting the left foot down, finding that center point, all 4 corners pressing down. And just come up onto the ball of the right foot so the majority of your balance is in the left foot. Bending into the left knee and engage through the thigh. Don't even try to straighten the leg yet. Squeeze. Feel the difference between just being here and activating here. And now we start to try and straighten the leg. pressing the foot down, engaging all the way up through the leg. Now we've been focusing on the legs here. What's happened to your core? Have you lost that engagement? Re-engage, squeeze. Finding all of that strength together, and don't forget to breathe at the same time. It's a lot to think about. Relaxing that, and shake out the left leg. Now, we are going to bring the weight into the right foot, bend into the right knee, activate through the thigh, activate through the core. Make sure your upper body is straight up and down. Oftentimes when we start to shift over, we do weird things with the upper body trying to compensate for, finding the balance. So very intentionally, pressing down, squeezing, trying to straighten the leg. Everything is strong here. Now just see if you're going to float your left foot up, bringing the knee in line with the hip or as close to in line with the hip as you can. That's all we're doing, just standing here. You can have your hands on your hips. You can have a hand on your balance aid. You can have your hands by your sides. You can have your hands in your ears. I don't care, as long as you are focusing on your balance. And then release the foot down. Shake it all out. Second side. Weight into the left foot. Bend the knee. Squeeze through the thigh. Belly draws in. Core muscles are tight. Work to straighten through the left leg as much as you are able, keeping that engagement. And then we pick the right foot up. Trying to bring the knee in line with the hip if you can. Make sure that your heel is not tucked in back here. It's out underneath the knee, like you're about to step up onto something. And then slowly release it down. Shake it out. Well, that is the literal foundation of building your balance. So we're going to continue to add on to that a little bit and do a couple of different other things to just really help you fine-tune your own balance. So weight back into the right foot, bending the knee, squeezing the thigh, draw the belly in, standing tall, hands can come to the hips. Floating the left foot off the floor. Right leg is nice and strong. Now take your left hand and just try to bring it to the top of your thigh. It might be back here, it might be out on your kneecap. It depends on how high your knee is. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Now I want you to push your knee up into your hand and try to maintain your balance. And then back it off. But don't put it down. Press the knee up into your hand and back it off. Let's do that again. Press the knee up into the hand. Wobbling is encouraged. Back it off and then very intentionally set your foot down. I'm going to take a second and put this out because it is smoking up the entire basement. That's odd. It's not what it did yesterday. Second side. Bring the weight over into the left leg. Find that strong foundation, pressing the foot down, squeezing the quads, straightening the leg, hands to the hips. Core is strong, and pick up the right foot. Palm comes to the top of the thigh. It might be back here, it might be out here, it just depends on you. Now press the right knee up into the hand. You're going to feel your hip activate, and it's also going to help you remember to squeeze your core muscles. And back it off. If you need to, have that other hand on your balance aid. Press. And back it off. Don't put it down yet. Press. Wobbling is encouraged. Back it off and set it down with intention. Now, what do I mean when I say wobbling is encouraged? If you look at my ankle, as I'm wobbling, my ankle and my foot, all of those little muscles in there are trying to compensate for that movement. You'll notice everything above the knee not really moving. And I don't know if it's showing up well on the video, my foot and my ankle wobbling as I am trying to stand on the one leg. But that's what I mean when I say wobbling is encouraged, because all of those little micro adjustments, it's building strength in the feet, in the ankles, in the calves, and it's helping your body build that muscle memory that allows you to just go balance. All right, shake it all out. Okay. Now, this is a point where you might want to block. You might not. I don't know. It's up to you. But if you do want to block, you're just going to place it right next to your feet, right in the center. If you don't want to use a block, that's fine too. Hands to the hips, and we'll bring the weight over into the right foot. Find that strong foundation. Everything is lifting, squeezing, pressing, and then you're going to come up onto the ball of the left foot and turn the knee out. Now, anything that changes from the lateral plane of your body when you're trying to balance can throw off your balance. So turning the knee out is a really good example of that. From here, you can either place your foot to your calf, nice low tree. Maybe your toes are grazing the floor. Maybe you've got your foot up on the block if you've still got it in between. And if you lose your balance, that's fine. Just get right back in. Now, pressing open through the knee, trying to keep the left knee pressing out, we also want to make sure we're not sitting into our right hip. I can't even balance like that. Keeping the hips level, even though you're changing the plane of movement, you're still going to be able to find your balance by keeping everything strong. Belly draws in, core is strong, standing tall. Release the left foot down with intention. You can shake out the right foot. And we'll do the second side. Bringing the weight into the left foot. Nice and strong. Stabilize. Squeeze through the thigh. Everything is strong. We're up on the ball of the foot. We rotate the right knee out. Make sure as you rotate out, we don't stick the left hip out. Draw it up and under. And then maybe you bring the foot to the ankle. Maybe the toes are flirting with the floor. Maybe you've got it up just a little bit higher. Checking in with your core. It's almost like you're trying to draw the ribs in towards each other. That's the engagement you're looking for. Don't worry if you wobble. We all do. Release the right foot. Set it down. Shake it out. Now, if that felt all right, we're going to take it a little bit farther. If that was a lot of a struggle, just stick with that. Bringing the weight back into the right foot, setting up. Each time you go to set up, it should be a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. Your body is starting to remember. We're creating those muscle memories. Setting up, core is strong, pressing down, left knee rotates out, hips are level. See if you can bring your heel up to just below your knee. So your foot is hugging your calf. Now I want you to imagine like you can press your foot into your calf and your calf into your foot. You're going to feel some activation through that thigh. Woo-hoo. If you start to fall over, it's okay. You can use that balance aid or just let yourself try to battle it and then come back into it if you fall. It's all good. Deep breath in. Whew. Deep breath out. Release the left foot. Shake it out. If you notice your right foot is starting to get a little grumpy, you can do a couple of ankle circles, both directions. You can even cross the foot over and gently press to get a nice stretch. Okay, second side. Weight into the left foot, standing up tall. Everything is active. Belly draws in, hips are level. We rotate out through the right knee. Bringing the foot up. Maybe it's all the way up on the calf. Make sure you're not pushing directly into your knee. We want to have the heel below the knee or the foot entirely above the knee, which is, we're not going to delve into that at all today. And we're pressing the foot into the calf, calf into the foot, keeping that strong, lifted center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release it down and shake it out. One more round on the trees, because we're going to throw a little bit more of a curveball at you. Bringing the weight into the right foot, setting up nice and strong. Activate, squeeze. Hands to the hips, make sure they stay level. Turning the knee out. Now you can go back to that low tree, toes flirting with the floor, or maybe the foot is on the block, or you can bring it up all the way onto the calf. Everything is strong, really activate. Core is strong. Now I want you to see if you can bring your hands to the heart. See how that changes your balance. Focusing on all of the engagement and remembering to breathe. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, maybe see if you can reach the arms up. And then slowly release it down. Shake it out. By reaching your arms up, you are slightly altering your center of gravity, and it adds an extra element of challenge. If once you started to reach your arms up, your lower body just went, nope, that's fine too. It takes time, it takes consistency to build the balance. Bringing the weight over into the left foot, nice and strong. Hands to the hips. Rotate out. Find your tree, whether it's low, whether it's all the way up on the calf. Belly is drawing in, core is tight. Hands can come to the heart. It also helps to find a point to focus on that is unmoving. So don't focus on your cat walking across something. Reach the arms up. Don't focus on the other person doing yoga with you. Focus on the wall or something like that. Deep breath in. Exhale. Release it with intention and shake it all out. Okay, moving on from tree pose, we're going to start to play with what it is when you start to bring the weight forward. So this is another one you might want to block for. You can just have it handy nearby. Bringing the weight into the right foot. Hands can come to the hips. You can have a hand on a chair for your balance. I want you to slide your toes back until your knees are even. Now first, once you have your strong, stable base, pressing the foot down, squeezing through the thighs, straightening the leg as much as you can, hips are level, core engaged. I want you to imagine there's a pin through both of your knees, and all you can do is flex the heel up towards the tush. Now don't squeeze it up too hard. We don't want to cause any cramps or Charlie horses in the hamstrings, but just figure out what adjustments you need to make for your balance here. Because now you have a foot hanging out behind you. It's not all in on the center line. Woo! Wobbling is encouraged. Release it down with intention. Shake it out. Bring the weight into the left foot. Nice and strong. Squeezing through the thigh, straightening up the leg as much as you can. Core draws in. Slide the right foot back until the knees are in line. And then just try to float it up. Now notice when you start to pick your heel up, the first thing that normally happens is the core lets go. So we want to keep engaging through the core. Keep it strong, keep it stable. Wobble as much as you want, and then release it with intention. Shake it all out. Now, this is where you might need the block. If, when you come into this position, you can't reach your heels, or reach your heel, I should say, just the one. If you can reach both of your heels, I'm going to be asking questions. And grab onto your block so that you can bring the heel to the block. It's totally up to you though. You can try it either way. Bringing the weight into the right foot, nice and strong. Stable base, pull the belly in, hands to the hips. Slide the left foot back, draw the heel up, reach the left hand back. See if you can find a connection with your heel. Now from here, all I want you to do is try to move the foot back and up, maybe an inch. You'll notice that your upper body starts to come forward immediately. Don't let the core dump out. Keep everything strong. Hand can be on that balance aid if you need. Or if you're feeling extra spicy, you can reach straight out from the shoulder. Slowly release it with intention. Shake it all out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Bringing the weight into the left leg, nice and strong. Find your base. We're all about that base. Nice and strong. Here we go. Slide the right foot back. Draw the heel up. Right fingers reach back. Try to find a connection with the heel or use your block. Core is still very active as you try to move the foot maybe an inch. Hand on the balance aid if you need. Hand can stay on the hip if you want, or extra spicy, we reach out from the shoulder. Slowly bring it down with intention and shake it out. Now, one thing you want to be careful of in any kind of balance where the leg is going back, we want to avoid boy-dog syndrome. We want to keep the hips level and reach it straight back, because the more that leg comes out to the side, the more you're going to hike a hip up, and that's going to affect your balance very negatively. So we're going to go through that one more time and take it just a little bit further maybe. So weight into the right foot, strong base, everything is standing up nice and tall. Hands can start on the hips. Draw the foot back, bend the heel up, reach back, and then start to press the foot up and back. Now notice I am not having you grab your foot, because oftentimes in classes, when you grab the foot, maybe you can lift a little higher, you start to just dump into your shoulder by pressing the foot into the hand. That's not what we want. Slowly release it down, set the foot down nice and strong, shake it out. We're looking for that intentional strength, that intentional movement that allows us to build solid balance without relying on, honestly, without relying on the crutch of having like the hand and the foot, and you can just press it up there. That's not what we want. We want strength. We want intention. Weight comes into the left foot, nice and strong. Belly is engaged. Draw the foot back. Squeeze the heel up. Right hand reaches back, fingers to the heel or block to the heel. And we start to try and lift the foot up. You're almost looking for some internal rotation on the back leg as you are trying to press it up and back. The higher the leg goes, the more you have to lean forward and the more you need to engage through the core to help stabilize. Deep breath in. Big breath out. We release with intention. Shake it out. All right. One last slightly spicy move for you that is a good one to start with when you're trying to build active balance. Come to the front edge of your mat, or whichever edge of the mat allows you to face the long side and still see me. We're going to create that strong engagement through the right leg. And then you're going to pick up your left leg. And if you want to watch this first one, that's okay. Pick up your left leg and step it out into kind of a side lunge. You don't have to go deep. We're not like all the way down here. Just enough so that you can spring back up and try to find that strong balanced position. We're going to do that 5 times on each side. So nice and strong. You can go at your own pace. You can do fewer then 5. You can do 3, you can do 2, you can do 1. It's totally up to you and where you are today. Find your strong standing leg, and then we'll step the left foot out and spring back up. Now hands can be on the hips, or they can kind of move with you. Down, up, down, up. Trying to pause in that spot. I think that was 4. I lost count. 5. Release it down. And then we'll step to the other side and do it on the right. Strong standing leg on the left, nice and engaged. Belly draws in. Left foot, or nope, that's the right leg. Right leg steps out and back up. You might notice one side is a little bit more difficult. And you're not trying to like come up in a tree or anything. You're just trying to find the point where you can balance. Last one. Set it down and shake it out. Beautiful. Come meet me in a seated position down on the mat. Go ahead and bring the bottom of the feet together. It'll be a nice stretch on the hips, getting into the hamstrings a little bit. We just made them do quite a bit of work. You might not have even realized it. You also might have realized it. Hands come to the ankles. Take a big breath in, reach up through the heart. Big breath out. Big inhale, lifting up. Big exhale, round. One last time like that, inhale. You can draw yourself farther forward with your hands. And exhale, maybe even push into the hands, reaching the spine back. Inhale, lengthen straight up, and just let yourself hinge forward. Wherever it is for you. If you would like to walk your hands forward, you can. If that's not today, that's also fine. If it feels good, find a gentle sway side to side. I'm always more of a fan of dynamic stretches. A little bit of movement. Doesn't even have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be ballistic. Just gentle movement in a range of motion that is a little challenging for you. I find it helps a lot. Meet me back in some stillness and slowly sit up. Just come to a comfortable seated position, whether that is cross-legged or maybe back in that butterfly pose. Maybe that's sitting on a cushion. Maybe that's sitting on your couch. But just a comfortable seat, letting the hands rest on the knees. Sitting up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Take a quiet moment and thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for putting the work in. And thank yourself for giving yourself some care. Self-care is not selfish. It's important and it's loving. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Relax the face. Relax the brow. Big breath in. Big noisy breath out. One last breath all together. Circle the arms all the way up. Let the palms touch overhead, closing out this practice by drawing the hands to the heart and bowing the head. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you again.